Hey guys, what's up? It is Seklue Gaming here, and I'm bringing you guys some tips and tricks for aiming and just general playing of Call of Duty, how you can get better. Not necessarily just on this map, but pretty much on any map you can use these tips, and they will help you get way better. So in this video, I will be covering guns you can use like the M8 and the VMP, which are the two most popular, and I may cover other guns in tutorials further on. And I'll also be doing a section of this video just general tips and tricks. Alright guys, so the first part of this video will be about the M8, tips and tricks you can use with the M8 to help you do better. So the first tip I have is take time with your shots. This means don't just dump all of your bullets just into one guy even after he's dead. Just, conserve your ammo. Usually it takes about 1 to 2 to burst to kill someone if you hit all your shots. So just boom, boom. Sometimes if they're running, you need to waste more ammo. But you don't need to just dump all your bullets into one enemy. That is the first tip. Alright guys, so the second tip is map awareness. Basically what this means is knowing where to go on the map to use the M8. For example, instead of going here on this side, would be where B-bomb is, and rushing in here, this is what a submachine gun player would do. This would be a good route for the VMP, but since you have an M8, if they have a submachine gun, they're gonna outshoot you unless they just have a terrible shot. So a better place to go on this side of the map would be maybe right here and watch this door. Or you could stand back here, jump up in the air, and just try to stay longer lines of sight. Okay, so this next tip, guys, is head glitches. Basically, if you do not know what head glitches are, this is getting behind a piece of cover where the enemy team can barely see you, but you can see all of them. So this would be a great spot to watch top AC from right here. And if there was another guy up there, he would be looking at you, he would only see probably the top half of your head. So tip number 4, guys, kind of ties in with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is take time with your shots. This is conserve bullets. So, again, you don't want to dump all of your ammo into one guy. If you're behind them, just boom, one burst them. You don't even need to reload, just one burst them, and then walk off, because if you dump all your ammo into one guy, and if there's a guy right there, and you only have 4 bullets left, you're done, because you're gonna have to put more than one burst into him, most likely. So tip number 5 is to stay on the high ground with an assault rifle, such as the M8A7. So why you want to do this is because if you're on the high ground, you can kind of see everything that's going on, you can call it to your teammates, you can get people one shot, you can basically just take control of the map, and it'll make the enemy team really hard to see you, and you'll win more gunfights if you stay on the higher ground. Tip number 6, the last tip for the M8A7 would be have a low sensitivity, because if you have a high sensitivity, you're going to be shooting all over the place, and with assault rifles you want to have really precise aim, and you want to get all the shots that you can on people and kill them as fast as possible. So here, I'll demonstrate it right here. If you go into controls, I have my sensitivity on 5.5, and most people that you see that don't have very good aim, they have anywhere from 8 to 12. But I would recommend going anywhere from maybe 3 to maybe 6. So I'll just show you right here. If you go on 14 or something crazy like that, it even says insane. You're going to be aiming. And while if you could get used to this may help you out a little, but people are going to outgun you at all times. It feels like you're playing on a PC because your aim is just so crazy. But that'll wrap up the tips for the M8A7, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this portion of the video. Alright, so this next part of the video will be all about the VMP. It is a submachine gun and is probably one of the best submachine guns in the game, along with the Kuda. This and the Kuda are pretty much kind of like, this one has a little bit higher fire rate and a little more recoil. But if you can control the recoil, then you can be very deadly with this gun. The first tip that I have for this gun is tap shooting. Basically, it's kind of self-explanatory. You just want to tap shoot. Now, not all the time. If you're in a gunfight with someone, just head on, just keep aiming and firing. But if someone's let's say you're running in here and there's a guy, he just ran this way. You're right here, you just want to go like this, because you're trying to set up for another gunfight that you could get in. So what if you're right here, you just killed that guy, boom, and then if there's a guy right here, you can dump all your ammo into him. But if you dumped all your ammo into this guy, getting in the gunfight with him, and there's a guy right here, you're just kind of done, because that guy can kill you very easily. So the next tip for the VMP will be aim, then shoot. Once again, this is pretty self-explanatory, guys. Aim, shoot. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of people, they like aim and shoot at the same time, and you're just wasting bullets at that point. So this would kind of work in Advanced Warfare, but not anymore. The hip fire in Advanced Warfare was kind of weird. So you just want to make sure you aim, then shoot, not wasting any bullets, and you'll probably get killed faster because you're spending more time hip firing, especially from a distance. You would probably get killed faster. So this next tip for the VMP will be aim for the lower body. I know this sounds kind of weird, you always want to be aiming for the chest and the head with other weapons, but this weapon kind of has a lot of kick on it, especially when you're not running grip like I am right now. So here, I'll show you an example of, okay, pretend this is the head, this is the legs of the guy. You want to aim about right here-ish, more towards the legs, because it will kick up. Do you see how fast it kicks up right there, guys? I mean, you can control it a little with your right thumbstick, but make sure to always aim for the lower body because you'll get more headshots and more kills faster. The next tip I have for you guys is to know when to engage in a gunfight. So let's say that you have a VMP and you're just kind of chilling mid, and there's a guy, boom, top broken, he has the M8. If he's on that head glitch, there's no way you're winning this gunfight. So in this situation, what I'll do, if I'm right here, I'm laying down and then probably like sprinting or sliding across right there, and I'm getting the heck out of there as fast as possible because you do not want to be losing that gunfight, and you do not want to be engaging in it in the first place. Alright guys, so one last tip for the VMP, and this will be, don't always pre-aim. Basically, pre-aiming is where you're just going around corners like this, you know, you're just pre-aiming everything. And sometimes you don't want to do this. If you know, for example, if you know there's someone in this corner right here, you can hear him or something, then go ahead, pre-aim, pre-fire, whatever you want to do. But sometimes you don't want to pre-aim because there could be someone like jumping. Let's say I'm the enemy, I'm jumping out of this corner, looking like that. If you're pre-aiming this, there's no way that you're going to get him unless you have stock or something. So when you're coming around corners, you want to go like this and then maybe aim a little, but you don't always want to pre-aim around every corner because it can get you killed if they're not where that you expect. Okay, so this next part of the video will be general tips and tricks that will help you win gunfights and just have more knowledge about Black Ops 3. Alright, so for this first tip and trick for the general knowledge of Call of Duty is stick and move layout and button layout, guys. So if you go into options, then controls, you'll see button layout, you'll see tactical, stick and move. Stick and move for this game is way better than tactical because you don't need to be crouching as much. So I'll select stick and move. It makes your right thumbstick jump, so you can aim and jump in the midair and shoot people. I have a scuff controller, so I don't really need to worry about this. I just play on default. But aiming and jumping and shooting at the same time is so helpful because you can win a lot of gunfights like that, and there's just a lot of jumping in this game in general. Alright, so this next tip for the general side of things will be about your minimap. You always want to be looking at your minimap, and if you guys notice, mine is a little bit closer to the center of my screen than your guys probably is. The reason I did this is so I don't have to look as far on my screen to see where the enemies are at. This game is all about milliseconds of timing and shooting, and one bullet can win you a game or lose you a game. So if I don't have to look as far to see where that red dot on the minimap is, then I don't have to worry about not losing that gunfight or not knowing where he is. So basically how I did this is I went into graphics, I believe, and then the safe area, I made it as small as you can. So make sure to make that safe area as small as you can, guys. It'll really help you out, and make sure to always look at your minimap every like 5 seconds. Alright guys, so for this next tip, I had to switch to a different class with Afterburner on it. If you don't know what Afterburner is, it is a perk 1 perk. It is the one with the little thruster thing. Basically it makes your thrusters regenerate faster. And this is really helpful if you have a VMP or any submachine gun. So what I like to do is I like to slide left hook. It makes you get up faster, and you can just move around the fast so much, especially off spawn. And you can just, basically it's kind of like the G slide but slower. You can just throw your enemies off guard, sorry. And then you can just get the kill, and you can move around the map so much faster. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be coming at you guys with more content more often now. I'll do nade spots, tips and tricks. I may even be doing other games besides Call of Duty. I'll see you guys next time.